Growth is an important aspect of life. If things don't grow, they die. Or if they don't grow, they stagnate. And also in personal life, in each person's life, actually, is like there needs to be growth. You need to be at a better place than you were a year ago, 2 years ago, whether it is emotionally, spiritually, academically, dreams, living your dreams, planning your future. We just constantly, as people, we constantly have to grow. So there are a few steps or few ways that a person can actually use or to grow. And this morning, I would like to just have a bit of a chat to you about growth. What is growth? How do we grow? And I've got a few steps that we can actually ponder on this morning about growth. The one is take risks. Risks make you grow. A lot of people are scared of taking risks, and because of that, they're just stuck in one position, not really developing, not really being able to live the dream that they have for their own lives. If you're scared of getting hurt emotionally, then some people would actually not have friends. They would just live as hermits all alone. So it's important that we take risks, whether it's business risks, whether it's academic risks. So many people want to study something. I know a guy whose dream is to become a pastor. And for many years I've been talking to him, and he kept on telling me that, I wish I can become a pastor in a church. I wish I can become a pastor in a church. But I know him now about 15 years, and that's his dream and his wish and whatever for the last 15 years. But in the 15 years that passed, he never ever took the risk of actually enrolling into a course. Going to a Bible college, going to a ministry college, and actually take that risk. Education is important. If you feel like you can't do it, take the risk. Trust yourself and risk. Ask yourself today, what are the things that you're scared of? What are the things that you're scared of taking risks? What prevent you from growing? And my challenge to you is actually go head on with those risks and actually face your fears. The other way of actually growing is ask questions. How do we grow is by learning. Ask questions. Why is stuff the way they are? Even at work, ask questions. Why do we do the things we do? There's an interesting story that I heard many years ago, and that was a story of the mother was preparing her a Christmas dinner for her family, and while she was actually preparing the dinner, she took the chicken and she actually tied its legs together before she put it in the oven. And she had a little girl, a little daughter, and she said, "Mommy, why do you do that?" And she said, "Actually, I don't know. I asked, my mom used to do it this way." And when they all came for dinner, the mom said, or she said to her mother, "Mom, why this came up today, and why did you always tie the legs of the chicken before you put it in the oven?" And again, her answer was like, "I really don't actually know. That's what my mom did." And when Gran came over later that day, they asked her the same question, and she said, "Yes, I did that because I had a very small oven, and the only way I can get a chicken to fit in the oven was actually to tie its legs." So for many years, also for 3 generations actually, that family actually continued tying the chicken's legs before they put the chicken in the oven. If they asked the questions, they would have known that there's a different reason why they do it. That's got no influence in the baking or the cooking of the chicken. So if you want to grow, ask questions. Ask why. Why do we do this? There's so many questions you can ask in a very polite and very respectful manner. For example, it can be really unrespecting your boss one day, or disrespectful to your boss one day, if he asks you to do something and you'll say why. But if you go to and say, "Can you please explain to me why do we do it this way?" Or, there are ways that we can actually talk. There are ways that we can actually ask questions that is more respectful. So don't be scared to ask questions. Small kids, when they're in this like 2, 3, 4, 5-year-old stage, they ask questions about every single thing. I mean, we joke about this sometimes. It's like, why do we do that? Why do you do that? Sometimes they drive us insane. But that's how kids actually learn, and that's how they grow. And we can take that example. I mean, we did it when we were that age. So let's just continue asking questions. Why? And those questions will help you to grow. Then also, growing, a way of growing is to help other people. To actually realize that the world does not revolve around you. And by helping other people, it makes you feel good, but it also helps you to grow. Have great feel-good moments when you help people. Remember, people don't always remember what you do for them, but they always remember how you make them feel. And if you make people feel good by helping them when they're in need, they'll always remember that. Also, a way of growing is actually to learn from our mistakes. Don't be scared of making mistakes, because that's just how we grow. The issue is if you keep on making the same mistake and not learn from your mistakes. So take your mistakes, take the positive out of it, see what do I learn from this mistake? How can I actually overcome stuff, or what did I do wrong? What can I do better next time? Learn from your mistakes and actually embrace those mistakes so that you don't make them again. Embrace also change. Don't fight against change. Don't be the one that's always like, especially at work, if they want to try something new, you're always the one who's going to like complain, no, I don't like this, I don't. In the end, if you don't embrace change, they're just going to change without you and actually move you aside. Or maybe even get rid of you because you are not compatible. So learn to embrace change. Learn to take the change that comes your way and embrace it and see the opportunities in change. Change is good. We grow through change. If there's no change, we just stay stagnant. And remember, there's a saying that says the difference between a grave and a rut is just the depth of it. And if we don't change, we just keep on going, we're just getting into this rut, and in this rut changes into a grave, and we feel bored, and we don't want to do stuff anymore, we lose interest, and we obviously don't grow. And it's also a way of your dreams of dying. So embrace change and be future driven. What do you think of your future? Are you planning for your future? Most people's futures depend on if you speak to them, they'll say the day I retire, or another one is if I win the lotto. We're not supposed to retire, we're supposed to actually just enjoy life. It's like, why do we just always, I'm working so that one day I can retire. Make your journey on life, your journey of life, make your journey as exciting as ever. Live a life that you don't need a vacation from. We don't retire, we just enjoy life a bit more. I know a couple who's retired, and they're always on some holiday, they're always somewhere. I joke with them when I see them sometimes, because we talk about they're coming home to rest a bit off their holidays. That's the sort of retirement I'm talking about. So be future driven. Make sure that you want to achieve stuff. Make sure you want to grow. Make sure you want to be better than you are. Not just be stagnant and boring. Life is more than just being bored. And I don't like to be in the presence of boring people. And I'm sure that you don't want to be either. So let's make a decision today to say, I am not going to be that boring person. I'm going to be future driven. I'm going to see what's happening in my future. I've got future plans. Life is exciting. Life is a journey. Life's a journey to be celebrated, like celebrate life. And instead of just, one day I'm just going to retire, or if only I win the lotto. If only. So many people live their lives on if only. There's more to if onlys. So be future driven and generate positive energy. Be a positive person. Don't be the grumpy old complaining person that no one ever wants to spend time with. There are some people, if I really need inspiration, I actually don't talk to them because they're always positive. And there are some people, no matter how positive I feel, I try and avoid them because if they will always just drag me down with their negativity. So live a life of positivity. Live a life where you generate positive energy, where your positive energy actually influence other people to be positive. Also, another good thing about growth is also another element that actually helps us to grow is becoming actually self-reflective or practice self-reflective thinking, where you ask yourself questions about, am I doing great? What can I change about myself? Let me reflect a bit about my day. Let me reflect a bit about my year. You know, it's interesting, we come to the end of year, every year, people are like, oh, what have I done good? What have I done bad? Oh, I can't wait for a new year. And then next year, same story, I can't wait for a new year, I can't wait for a fresh start. If we actually do reflective thinking on a daily or weekly basis, we can actually see, hey, I'm not actually doing what I want to do, or I'm actually not growing. And in your reflective thinking, you can actually motivate yourself to start growing. So take some time, maybe once a week, and just reflect a bit on your week. On the goods of the week, on the wins of the week, on the bads of the week, on stuff you don't want to actually go through, but it might be mistakes you've made, and if you reflect on them, you can learn from those mistakes and you can use them to build a better future or have a better week. So you don't live from year to year to year to year and every time say, oh, I need to change. But you can change daily or weekly if you reflect a bit more on what you're doing. So practice reflective thinking, and also with my first point I discussed was taking risks. Another one is it just goes hand in hand with taking risks is get out of your comfort zone. Sometimes we need to be shaken. Someone needs to take us and shake us to get out of our comfort zone. So I want to challenge you today to get out of your comfort zone. Do something that's not really comfortable. If you're scared of stuff, try and face your fears. Get out of your comfort zone. There's no growth in a comfort zone. There's no moving forward in a comfort zone. Get out of that zone and get into a place of growth. Get in a place of feeling great about yourself. It's also good to surround yourself with good people. Surround yourself with people that support you. Part of growing is also to have a group of people around you that support you. So look at your friends, look at the people around you, look at the people that you actually surround yourself. And if there are people who's like really, really dragging you down, I challenge you today, look for other friends. Build a group of people that really, really support you. Build a group of people that's there with you. People that are not jealous of you but celebrate your victories. People that are with you when you are sad, when you are down, when you are depressed. What is your support group looking like? And you grow when you feel affirmed, when you feel supported. And if you don't feel that with the people around you, try and create that world for you. I mean, you have the power to do that. You have the power to reach out to more positive people. I'm challenging you this morning to grow. I'm challenging you to take everything. Look at the year that passed. Look at last year. Look at the year before. Maybe do that at the end of the year. Maybe do that when it's your birthday. Maybe do that when something great happened. But get to a place where you actually reflect. Actually look at, are you growing in this regard? Are you growing? Are you moving forward? Is this positive? is awesome, and we need to celebrate it. Life is great, and we need to rejoice about every morning and every day, not getting up and saying, oh, another day, or another day, another dollar. Get up and say, I'm blessed because it's a new day. God's given me a new day. God is another day where God's going to provide for me. Another day where God's going to be in my life. Another day where God's going to do awesome stuff through me. And I'm going to allow God to work in me so that I can grow through Him. So my challenge to you today about growing is, first of all, take risks. Ask questions. Help other people. Learn from your mistakes. Okay, don't make your mistakes the end of the line for you. Embrace change, and don't be the one who fight change. And if you struggle with that, there's an awesome little book called Who Moved My Cheese? Who Moved My Cheese? An amazing book about change. Then also, be future driven. Look to the future. Plan ahead. Enjoy life ahead. Practice reflective thinking. Reflect on your day, reflect on your week, reflect on your month, reflect on your year, reflect. Reflection is, we grow in reflection. So I challenge you to go into those ones, and also generate positive energy. You don't go around having all these negative energy around you. Don't you be the source of negative energy. Also, jump out of your comfort zone. And also, I challenge you to feel affirmed and supported. If you don't feel that way, let's work on it. I just want to show you something. You can see that on this board. It's like, let's say this is a wall and that's a brick. The best way to get a brick to not to move, to be solid, to be strong, to be immovable, is to surround that brick with 6 other bricks. That's our original brick, and you cannot move it because it's surrounded by 6 other bricks who are strong. You see, if you're a lonely person, if you're on your own, if you're not surrounded by a group of strong people to keep you strong, it's not too late to find those friends. It's not too late to find people to actually support you. And on a more sad note, you actually need 6 people one day to carry your coffin or your casket. So try and get at least 6 people, even if you think just about the future and who's going to carry you one day. But try and get 6 strong ones to support you. 6 strong ones to carry you. 6 strong ones to be on this journey with you. This journey called life. This journey called growth. Have an awesome, awesome life. And grow. Grow. Grow.